here. Welcome back to a new cosplay showcase video. This time of my Bo Peep cosplay from Toy Story 4. First of all, thank you for tuning in and thank you for subscribing to the channel if you are one of those new subscribers, because at this moment, right now when I'm filming it, we're up to 200 subscribers, which is really cool. Really, thank you. I mean, that's still like such a small channel, but it's been 200 people of you who are interested in what I'm doing here. That makes me really happy, so thank you. And yeah, let's just start with this cosplay showcase. So why did I want to cosplay Bo Peep? Well, I'm a huge Toy Story fan, obviously. I've not been a Toy Story fan from my childhood on, because I remember seeing the first Toy Story movie in cinema and I was super terrified of those creepy toys from Sid, you know, and I never watched any of the other movies then, and I just got into the Toy Story movies as an adult. And when I got into Toy Story again, it was the first 3 movies were out, and I was such a huge fan of Jessie. She's still my favorite character, and I cosplayed her. I have also a cosplay showcase video on this cosplay out on the channel. I will link it down below for you if you haven't seen it. Yeah, and I was never interested in cosplaying Bo Peep, like from her, like the look from the first and second Toy Story movie. Basically, like, yeah, she looks super cute. It's such a cute costume, but I did not really like the character so much. She was so not important, kind of. She was always left behind. She never went out on an adventure with the others, and I was just like not feeling her character. But when Toy Story 4 was released, I was really intrigued, like, oh, okay, she seems to be more interesting than what I thought. Like, she's an independent woman and she looks fierce and cool and she's fighting with her stuff, and okay, and I really liked her in the movie. And it's a cute costume then again, because it's kind of the same with a little twist from the first costume that she's wearing in the first 2 movies. So let's start. Well, the basic thing is the jumpsuit. The jumpsuit is the main piece, and there are not so many details. So I picked a light blue baby corduroy fabric. I actually would like to have, for all the Toy Story characters, a fabric that is a little bit more like structured, or that you can see, because actually they're of course small toys, and then whatever fabric would be used, you would probably see the structure. Well, I didn't find anything really like this, but then I found like the corduroy, which is a super small corduroy, a little bit velvety. I will show it to you up close in a minute. And I really like this. Yeah. Well, then it has these small sleeves. I will show everything in detail. It has this like inset here inlay with this whole lace situation here, also here at the sides. It has this like belt, which is not really a belt, but it's like a waistband kind of thing that I wrap around. Then let's go down a little bit. Then the legs are like not short and not completely long. They're like mid-thigh length, I would say, and have these ruffles at the edge, which are the same ruffles kind of that she has at her like short sleeves. So maybe from this point you can see that the fabric is a little bit structured. You can kind of see the very small corduroy stripes. And let me tell you, these kind of ruffle edge sleeve kind of things, which are the same as at the legs. They are not like pre-made trims that I could buy. I mean, I had a look, but I didn't find anything that looked kind of similar, and I also needed to have it exactly the same blue as the rest of the jumpsuit. so I made them myself. What I did is actually, like, I cut them, same material. I put some inlay behind it, and then I made this kind of embroidery thing just with my normal, not my normal, but with my like household sewing machine. So I have an industrial one, but I needed my household one because I needed to do this ripple stitch, or this zigzag stitch, because then you can basically cut the edges and it doesn't fray and it looks like an embroidery, because I do not have an embroidery machine. If you had, you could probably program this and then do it. And this is like a kind of a buttonhole stitch, again with this ripple stitch, but I made it round and not this like square form for normal buttonholes. And I pretty much did this for all of the sleeves and all of these 3 ruffle layers here. Some are not as good, like this. These were kind of the first ones that I did. They got too big, but then it took a long time, but when you got used to it, so it was like kind of easy. Then you have to cut everything. Yeah, and then I sewed it on here. So this white part here is just a white bias tape, a little bit satiny material. In the back I have a zipper. There you can see it. Goes all the way down to like here, the butt. And I always tell you this, my mannequin is smaller than what I am, that's why it looks so. For me it fits very well. Like in between here you have the seam, so it's not one part, but it was like trousers and then the top sewn together, which you don't see because you always have this waist belt over it. Darts, very simple, no pockets. And then this inserted piece here is completely filled up with lace. The lace that I have, actually it should be 2 different laces here in the middle and here, but I took the same one. I was happy enough that I found one that was like these round shapes, which was kind of big enough. And yeah, I sewed it. It took also some time. Zack, zack, zack. Always stitched the scallops here, along the scallops. And here, for at least a little bit different look, I put 2 together. So it's 2 lace layers. So it looks a little bit different than here, because actually she has like 2 different laces. But I was happy enough to find at least one that was matching. What else can I tell you? Yeah, here in the front, they are not, I didn't, where can we see it better from here maybe? I didn't do darts, but I did some small folds, because this is how it looks at her costume as well. It could also be that it's just gathered here, so the folds come up in the costume, but I like took the opportunity and used the dart material and put it into small gatherings or small folds. Yeah. Then also, because this is also what her costume is, like it's not just that this ruffle is directly put onto the armhole, but there's some little like small sleeve insert in between, like so it's the main body part, then this small sleeve part, and then the ruffle. Yeah. It's not really loose and not really tight, so the upper part is kind of tight, but not like I can't breathe anymore. It's just fits very good. And then here, this is a little bit loose because you need space for your thighs also, but it's not that it's like tight trousers. So then it gets a little bit more tight, and then these ruffles like flare out a little bit. I really like the shape, and I think it also suits my body shape with my small waist and then more accentuated butt situation that I have on my body. So this costume I think flatters also my body type, so that's good. Also, what I haven't showed you yet is that this waistband belt situation is actually just one long strap, and I fasten it here with two snap buttons, and then it is sewn on just at one part here. It is a satin material. I'm usually not a big fan of like any satin because sometimes I think it can look really cheap, like a, I don't know, a Party City costume, but it's what she really has. Like if you look at her in like close up, and especially in the new movie where everything looks super detailed and hyper realistic, then you can see it must be some kind of satin material. You wrap it around twice and then fasten it with these two snap buttons at the side. Yeah. The next important thing is the cape slash skirt, because it's actually what she's supposed to be wearing in the first and second movie as a skirt. Yes. You fasten it here with, again, two snap buttons. And actually now the pink waist belt thing shouldn't be seen, because as I said, the mannequin is smaller than what I am, so it's around here. And it has an opening here, because you can see that it has a slit in the movie and it's not like closed. In the first two movies she would have like a huge petticoat underneath, here not, and she's also able to like open it up and then wear it as a cape. Haha, that's the interesting thing about it. As I said, it has an opening. I always forget if the opening is to this side or if it's to this side. Sorry, should have looked it up before. But yeah, here is a small magnetic part, so it's a small magnet. And there I put the flower button on it, which also has a magnet. I will show that to you up close afterwards, but that's what you do. But she's not wearing the skirt like this for a long time in the movie. I have the feeling she more often wears it as a cape. So we had this white satin, again satin, and I'm pretty sure it should be satin. And I put on these pink dots. They are actually made with transfer foil. I really wanted to have like this really clear look. I could have also painted them, but that never really gets very clear, and I didn't get a fabric which really had these huge pink dots. That's why I bought myself, I think, 4 A4 sheets of like transfer foil in a nice pink, and then I cut out a lot of circles and like ironed them on. That's actually what it is. As this satin material is not the best, I think, for this transfer foil. Some of them come off again. Do I find one basically right now or not? But then you have to just iron them on again if it comes a little bit off. Like the other side is a dark purple, and I really had kind of problems to find out, is it a dark purple? Is it a dark blue? Is it something in between? Yeah. And then I decided for this dark purple, which sometimes looks like blue, so yeah, should be fine. It was not so easy to find out how this, which is actually the waistband when I'm wearing it as a skirt, how this part works as a collar when you put it around, because your waist is a completely different measure, of course, than whatever you need to hold a cape up around your shoulders. And what I did is now I have to make it a little bit shorter, put this inside, and then I have hook and eye. I will show it to you in a minute. And I close it with these two, and then you just have to arrange it the way I want it. You most often wears it a little bit not directly in the middle, some a little bit to the side, but whenever you're walking it swivels around, and sometimes it's at the other side and sometimes it's the middle. When you're shooting it, you have often you have to rearrange it. And now at this side there's also a magnet, and yeah, there you put the button on it, like the giant flower button. Here you can see it sometimes comes off a little bit, and then you have to just iron it down again. Yeah, this is the material. I think I grabbed a nice looking satin. It's still polyester satin, but there are some out which look really cheap, and this is kind of okay. At the edge here again is the same lace, which also should be another one, but I'm absolutely okay with having the same lace at 3 different parts, so that's good. It's sewn in between the 2 layers, so the white one and the purple one, so it really has a nice edge, clean edge here. Same with the waistband slash collar, inside white, outside, or the other way around, inside, outside, whatever you prefer to say. It's inside and outside purple. And here you can see, oops, hook and eye, and a small magnetic plate, also one here. And you pop it on there. Well, this button should actually be a little bit translucent, see-through, and I initially thought I can get one just off Etsy because I saw them, but when I wanted to get them I couldn't find one. Maybe they were just sold out at this moment, and then I decided, well, okay, I can also make one myself. And I was really thinking about trying out some resin for the first time maybe, but I was in a hurry with this cosplay because I actually was doing it right at the time when we didn't know that all the conventions would be cancelled. So right before the Book Fair Leipzig I was doing it, and I was like, no, not doing anything that I've never done before. So I just got myself my sculpting clay, this air drying sculpting clay in white. I sculpted this, and then I painted it purpley, and I put a coat of magenta glitter on it. I don't know how good you can see that because it doesn't focus now. And I think it also gives a nice effect. It's not exactly as in the movie because it should be see-through, but still like it. Again, this is what it looks on the other side. The buttons, but as it is actually too long to wear it exactly open as a skirt, as now when I'm wearing it as a cape, you have to just fold it to the inside. Yeah. The most difficult part of the costume was the wig. I have done a lot of difficult wigs with Padme, Amidala, Leia, all those kind of things which have something underneath. But this is like, it needs to sit like a normal wig on your head, and then you have these super tight curls, 3 of them, at this like low ponytail. And I remembered seeing like a tutorial of how to do these ringlet curls easily with wallpaper adhesive. So you basically wet it down like a streak of hair with wallpaper adhesive, glue, whatever, I can't pronounce it. And then you wrap it around the shape you wanted. Like, that's why I then made these kind of shaped tubes, cones. I think I made them out of warbler to have the correct size and everything. And I wrapped it around and then let it dry. And then you can remove the shape which was inside, and then you have this kind of like curl, this ringlet curl, and it looked good. Yeah, but then I met the problem with how to put these 3 like curls that I had, which were still kind of fragile. I mean, they were holding up because they were kind of glued with this wallpaper adhesive. But how should I put them on a wig with a ponytail? Because I also could not cut the wig short without having any hair here at the ponytail. That was really like difficult for me how to do that. Then I made it in 3, like I made the ponytail, divided it in 3 streaks, and tried to get this ringlet curl, like 1 of each, on the pony. Like there is hair inside. Maybe can you see that? That if you have a look here inside or from the bottom, there is still the wig hair inside. I basically try to like put it on the streaks of hair, but this kind of destroyed this kind of fragile curls again, and they became loose again, and then I had to glue with other glues. So basically I think there are now 3 different kinds of glues in there, and if you really have it close up, it doesn't look that good. Here you can also see that there's something underneath. But at one point then I decided, okay, now they're holding up, I can put the wig on, and from far away it looks okay. The bangs are like a situation where I just like took a lot of hair, I teased it, then put another layer of hair, teased it, used a lot of hairspray and a lot of like always hairspray, hair dryer, so blow dryer, hairspray, blow dryer, and then it holds up like this. You probably think, why is it here so loose? That's on purpose, because actually you don't leave it like this, but you put the bow like on top of all of this, like, and when you put this like band around here, then you can rearrange how you want it. And I also always glue a little bit of hair from these 2 sides, like here, right here, to my face, so it doesn't look that like unnatural, that it's like really like a wig. It looks like it comes from the face. To be honest, actually she doesn't have hair, it's like sculpted, it's like porcelain, like she is completely out of porcelain, but it's still best to do it with a real wig, and not with something that you sculpt out of whatever, like a helmet. I would have never done kind of a helmet situation. I always would have done hair and a wig for her. Yeah, this is the next part that I'm going to explain to you. This is the bow. I used a very broad, like very noticeable corduroy again, because her bow has these like riffles, these like stripes kind of, It should be a little bit more intense, but I bought this fabric online, and online you never know what a fabric looks like. I'm okay with it. I can open it up and it opens with Velcro. This like hairband should actually be thinner, maybe more like a round rubber band, but I kind of noticed it too late that it is too thick, and then I just let it like this. It is sewn on a little bit diagonal, because also the bow sits a little bit diagonal. Wait, this side, I think. Let me try. Yes, at this side. And then you just put it with a Velcro like this. So, ta-da! It actually should, oh, let's put it here. It actually should go just around here, so not under, like below the ponytail, but around here. But this just isn't working. It then just like goes up, and it doesn't stick to that specific place. That's why I always put it like below here. So you see the band, I put it below the ponytail and not up here. And this one then you can stick in, or rearrange it around your ear situation as you want it. That's why I left it a little bit more loose here, around here, because then I threw it down here. Yeah. Yeah, her shepherd staff, or is there a specific word for it? Not sure. I was really thinking about it. Like, should I make one? Am I even able to bring it to a convention? I mean, little did I know that I wouldn't have any convention to go to anyways. But because like costume rules and stuff like that stuffs, and I thought I made it out of Warbler. But then I was just thinking, okay, I knew that there is like a children's toy of this stuff, so obviously then also children's size, and I was like, maybe there are other like shepherd stuffs around for costumes, like cheap like Halloween costumes or carnival costumes, and I searched for it, like shepherd's stuff in German, whatever, on eBay or wherever I searched it. Yes, and they are brown stuffs like this. They always, like mine especially, comes in 3 parts, or it's actually 4 parts. You can also remove it here. And I got this, oops, the other way around, which is very cheap. It was 10 euro, no, not even 6 something. And I just colored it blue, and then I wrapped this tassel or this string around it, which is the same white as the inside of my cape or skirt. And it's super light, and I'm pretty sure I'm able to bring it to a convention if I wanted, because you can't do anything with it, and also I can take it apart. So yeah, that's it. Very cheap, and I think that even the shape looks right on point for her, so I didn't complain when I found this, because it was the easiest and probably the cheapest version, and the one which looks the most professional, because I'm not that good with sculpting with Warbler, any kind of round. What's missing? Yes, there are 2 or 3 more things. One thing is the shoes. Super easy, black Mary Jane style, super flat. They're just textile ones. I actually got these some years ago for my Alice in Wonderland cosplay, because this is also what Alice is wearing. And I was so happy that I saw that, oh, okay, I already have the shoes. Didn't need to buy anything. What's missing? Yeah, she has like two like wraps around her arms, which before I watched the movie I didn't know what they are, but they are tapes to hold her arm together when her her limbs come off. Like that's one situation in the movie when Woody is really surprised, like, oh my gosh, like you're broken, and she's holding her arm, haha, yeah, and then she needs to tape it again. These two, one of them is it's knitted. These were like arm warmers, very small arm warmers that some years ago my mother made for me because I was freezing in the winter, and I just saw them and they look really good because they have this recognizable structure which looks like kind of this tape she puts on. I just sewed them together at one. It's just here, and ripped it a little bit open, and then I can put it here, oops, like this. The other one is more around, like, or yes, the left arm, or this part here. And let me tell you, I couldn't find a light purple jersey fabric at all. So what I did is I cut one of my socks open. This is one of my old socks. And when I put it on, you don't see that these are socks. I cut it open, put some snap buttons. Nothing special, but it does the job. Yeah. That's the secret of my great costumes. Cheap costume accessories and socks. I'm not that elite that I just take the best of the best materials. I try to get most of it for cheap, especially like materials. I always go to my local like fabric market. You enjoyed this little episode of my cosplay showcase videos, because this is just like a simple costume. I can't explain to you a lot about this. I have just worn it out to one shooting, like I did like one of my self shootings where I just take photos of myself by myself with my camera stand and my mobile app where I can remote control my camera with my phone. That's what I did. You have probably seen at the very beginning some footage, and I will insert some more photos. I really hope to wear this costume at a convention at some point. Probably not this year, maybe next year. Okay, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Tell me in the comments below what you think about this costume, if you're also a huge Toy Story fan. And see you really soon. May the force be with you. Bye!